Trying so hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Always wanna get it right, but I know that I gotta struggle.
Your auditions now, you've got to come downstairs. And then I just went into the biggest like panic attack. That's like, it was just mental. I might go 6 months and not write a single thing, and then I might do 20 songs in a week. Everything's personal, but I try and like take a bit of the personal away and add a bit of relatable.
Until I die.
You had a bit of a break from social media, didn't you?
Yeah. You see people living like this lavish lifestyle. Everything's fake. And this woman commented on it, saying that it was horrible, looks awful. So I went to my mum. I'm gonna go speak to her.
Lady Gaga is still like massive.
I always thought I'd like the High School Musical school.
One more step along the world I go.
Who's the Beyonce of these three?
Off I go, I'll go in like this.
Why don't they do a Girls Take Me Out?
Yeah, because she's sprawling around in lingerie doing
No, but
Savage
it's-
Love on the piano.
So watch me TikTok.
There's a moth in here.
There's another moth.
There's loads.
My mum's opened a purse again.
That's why we need to shut that, innit? Oh my God, they're all at the door. They're at the door. Shut that door. Shut that door.
They're at the
Oh my God, there's loads.
There's not loads, it's one fly and one moth. It's very hard to kill a moth.
Scary moth.
To kill a moth.
Hi guys, welcome back to episode 16 of the In Brother Words podcast. Thank you so much for your support on last week's episode with the legend that was Blue Van Man. I'm glad to bring him into so many of your lives, and also we've got a lot of new subscribers off the back of that. So welcome to the channel. Please go back and check out our old videos. And this week for episode 16, we're joined by another exciting guest. It's local singer-songwriter Kirby Frost.
Hi.
I hope we do.
So, as well as being a singer-songwriter, Kirby's also our second cousin, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So, firstly, just kind of briefly tell us, you know, who you are, your background. You're a Swaddy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm born and bred Swaddy.
Born and bloody bear. I can remember one of the first gigs I came to see you at. You were like, you know, like in between songs, and I thought, oh, I wonder if she tries and acts posh and whatever. And you just looked down at your deck and went, right, let's do a bit of price tag.
I know I'm not very gracious. I try and be,
Yeah.
but it's just I can't do it. And like I go on to like stage with like toilet roll because I've got a snotty nose and stuff like that. But you gotta do what you gotta do, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, I rewatched your The Voice audition earlier, and,
Yeah.
when they say at the end like where you're from, rather than say Derbyshire or the Midlands, you say Swad, don't you? You told Will I Am you were from Swad.
I know. And he went. The thing is, I had to like explain it, and then he was like swaddling coat. I was like, oh my god, he said swaddling coat.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So who are you then?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm a girl. 20. I'm from Swad and I'm a singer. That's about it,
That
really,
sounds
isn't
like, what's the programme called? No Likey, No Lighty.
Take me
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I'm Kirby,
Kirby, I'm 20.
I'm singer-songwriter.
Would you ever go and Take Me Out? I know somebody from my work, he might be
Nah.
watching this, he went and Take Me Out.
Really? Yeah, I know a few people that have gone out. I don't think it's for me.
No. I think it's different.
I reckon
like,
you'd go on it though,
yeah,
wouldn't you?
I think Take Me Out's different. The experience from a boy's and a girl's view, isn't it? You know,
Oh,
being on
massively.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you're a girl, you're just kind of like chilling there on the line, aren't you?
Well, I've heard people say before, oh, why don't they do a girls Take Me Out? And I thought, like, that's savage, isn't it? You know what? One girl comes down. Firstly, no lads would turn off, would they?
That's
Because they're all desperate.
Let's be real.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But lads would just take anything that goes, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Especially the lads who would go on Take Me Out, they would just. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that was me, I'd just stand with my hands behind my back. Be entirely serious. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody to pick me, but it wouldn't work with it the other way around.
No, but then I'm survived. It's lasted the test of time because it is a little bit like.
You've survived, it's lasted. You said I've survived, it's lasted. You do hear that?
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's lasted the test
Yeah.
of time because it's quite degrading, really, isn't it? Like you women
Yeah.
stand there.
You
I
survived the
think it
surprise
would
as
be
long,
good
isn't it?
though, the other way round.
Yeah,
I know.
it would be interesting the other way around,
Yeah.
but I just think it would last like one episode and it'd just be Savloy, wouldn't
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it? And you'd have to have a girl in Paddy's role, because Paddy's like their mate, and he like their
Yeah, yeah,
Ori.
true, like
You'd need-
wingman,
Yeah,
yeah.
you'd need a girl, wouldn't you? I don't know who that would be. Who's the girl equivalent of Paddy McGuinness? That question will
someone
not
off
be
someone off like Love Island or something, wouldn't it
Yeah.
be?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, like what's her name?
Moira.
Moira.
That's
just
Moira Furnace. God, I can tell I've been at work all day. Moira. Right now, Kirby, obviously things are popping. Your Spotify's popping.
Yeah.
Everything's going well. But let's strip it back.
Mm-hmm.
When was kind of the first time you started singing, and what age did you start to realise actually I've got a pair of pipes on me?
Well, I've always liked to sing. You both probably know that I've sung like forever. But it was probably when I was about 13. I was at school and there was like a talent show, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. So I joined like the dance group because I wanted to be a part of it, but I didn't want to be in it. And then like my mum and dad came to watch, and then my mum had a go at me, and she was like, why is everybody singing other than you? She was like, and you like singing, why don't you just try? I was like, I don't want to do it because I might get taken the mick out of. Didn't want to do it, literally couldn't think of anything worse than people looking at me. And then we was at home one day and I was in my pajamas just like chilling, and my mum was like, oh, go on, sing us a song and I'll record you so you can listen to it. So that's what I did. Next minute it's on Facebook because she just put it on without me knowing.
What song was it?
It's My Party by Jessie J.
Okay.
Don't add it. Don't add it.
What, the video of you singing it when you were a kid?
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna put it in.
Yeah.
But no, so then I did that, and I literally hated it, was like crying, screaming. I was like, you literally need to delete it, I'm gonna get bullied. And then all of a sudden it started getting like 100 views, then it was like 1,000 views, and it was thousands of views, and I was like, oh my God, this is like crazy. So I think that gave me the confidence really to actually just sing.
Yeah.
Because I always loved to do it, but it was the thought of like people looking at me or being like, oh, why does she think she can sing kind of thing? Because I know a lot of people wanted to do it, so.
Yeah, so I mentioned it earlier, The Voice.
Yes.
So you were on The Voice.
The dreaded
2018.
Yeah.
So, because I would say that it was quite quick, wasn't it, between you singing and just being like a young girl who sings and then going on The Voice. Like you didn't gig for years and then go on The Voice, did you? You just went straight on that pretty much.
It was a bit of a wild one really, because obviously that comes came after I went to college. So it was while I was there, I just got asked basically if I'd like to apply, and I was like, no. And then I was like, yeah. Then I was like, oh my God, but people will look at me. And then it was just kind of like that battle of like, do I, don't. And then I thought, well, why not? Like I was 17 at the time. I think I just turned 17, and I was like, why not? If I don't get on, I don't get on. If I get on, it's an experience, isn't it? So
yeah.
So when you say you get asked to go on, like by who?
Just like scouts on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously I posted stuff on my page. I had a page going for like years. So like you're saying it's quite quick, but it was kind of like a long while. But I never really gigged, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it was while I was at school, and then obviously I went to college, and that's when The Voice all came in.
So I'm sure people will be interested in like the process of that. So obviously you've been asked to apply. What is that first stage? Like, do you send off a recording, or do you have to go somewhere for the first stage?
So the first stage is basically, well, it's different for everyone. I think it depends. Like if you audition, it's obviously different than if you get scouted. But I had to send in, I think it was 4 videos of like different genres, just like in my room to like a producer, and then sent them off, and then it's like the waiting game of like a month. I think I waited, and then got an email saying, would you like to come to ITV to do? And I was like, whoa, ITV, like, oh my God. So then I remember going to ITV, and it was just like amazing. It was just incredible.
Was that up in Salford Keys? That's where they filmed Jeremy Kyle and stuff, isn't it?
Well, that's like Media City. Yeah, that's where the battles and the blinds are filmed. But the ITV is next to, This Morning in London. Well, it's moved now,
Yeah,
actually.
I know what you mean.
It's that like big building.
It's near South Bank.
It was like an amazing experience. I never ever thought I'd be able to go to like a TV studio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
At like 17 in a TV studio,
Yeah,
like
that was really cool,
auditioning like to ITV with like an ITV lanyard on. I was like,
There's a lot
getting
of people
pictures.
there. You know, like when you watch The Voice and The X Factor that on TV. I mean, we'll probably get to
Yeah.
what the editing process and stuff is like, but it seems like, you know, on The X Factor you see like hundreds of people in a massive room in a hotel
Yeah.
somewhere waiting to be queued. Like when you go on those days, is it loads of people there? Or is it just a few?
Well, this stage is really early. So you so obviously you send your videos. Then it's different for everyone, but for me, then I went to ITV. I had a vocal coach, and he basically asked me to sing some songs. Told me I didn't do them very well, and told me, but that's what he was like. Do you know what I mean? He was very brutal, and told me what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong. So I came out crying, because I went with Adam at the time, my manager, and I said to him, no, I was like, I've not got on. Can we just like go? I was like, I'm just like, I've not got on. He hated me. It was awful.
I don't want to do it.
No, I hate it. And then after that, went home, and then I got a call back, and it was basically like where you go through and you would pick your audition song. So then I was like, well, how? Like, how is that possible? But that's when more people started to be there, but not many, not like it is on the TV.
Yeah.
That's TV.
So then the next stage is with the swivelly chairs and that.
Well, there's a lot of like rehearsals,
Yeah.
like dress rehearsals and on stage rehearsals and all this and all that you don't think
That's
happen.
mad, isn't it? You know, like...
But obviously I shouldn't say too
yeah.
much.
I was gonna say, I don't know what you can and can't say, but maybe
yeah.
it was more the case with the X Factor back in the day. But you certainly get the impression with the TV that you literally rock up.
Yeah.
They give you a sticker with your number on you.
Yeah.
You walk on stage, sing, you're either shit or you're not, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's just not the way it works, is it?
No, and I don't think it's right that it's seen to be the way, because it just isn't. Like,
Yeah.
people think, oh, it's so easy. Like, it's hard work. Do you know what I mean? I know you're only thinking, oh, you're going on a TV show and you're singing. How hard can that be? It's bloody
So I
hard.
always used to
Do you know,
think when I
it's
was younger,
scary.
like, you'd maybe send like a video of you singing in. The producers
Yeah.
go, yeah, you sound good. And then, like you say, you rock up on the day. The
Yeah.
first time they ever see you in person, they put a sticker on you and say, go and wait in there.
Yeah.
And you'll
Makes no
sing to Louis
sense.
Walsh in a minute.
Yeah.
When it got to the spinny chair one,
Yep.
what are they called? Blind
Blind
auditions.
auditions.
Yeah,
Blind
because that's the one
auditions.
everyone kind of links with
Yeah.
the voice, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was that like? Were you like bricking it?
Traumatic.
Yeah, 'cause
It was a very
I
traumatic
remember the whole
day.
family were like, it was amazing. Like, we're all getting ready to watch it.
It was, oh yeah, it was. Well, what happened was, you go, stuff's recorded, little bits are recorded before, and then obviously on the day you go and you like get all ready, you chill with everyone backstage. It's really fun, like it's a great day, and everyone's just there. And then it gets to the point where they're like, your auditions now, you've got to come downstairs. And then I just went into the biggest panic attack that it was just mental. I was like, I can't do it, not doing it, I don't want to do it, I literally don't want to do it. That is what I did. And then one of the producers said to me, that's it then, you can go home. And I was like, no. I was like, I don't really not want to do it. And then, no, I think it just, that kind of made me think like, wow, I've got an amazing opportunity. Don't be stupid and don't just calm down and just do it, because it is what it is.
It's so scary. Like I said, I actually rewatched it back a couple of hours ago, and like just the thought of you, particularly at that age and stuff, and how little
I think
experience
you
you'd
can
had in
see
that.
as
Like,
well in my
yeah, you
audition.
can tell
I'm
that you're scared and stuff. Yeah.
petrified. I can't even tell you. Like my hands were like this. My legs would go. It was
shaking like a shitting dog.
Yeah.
basically.
I think it makes you come across really well.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, and like really likable on there, because you can tell
Well,
like.
Twitter didn't think so. Twitter hated me.
But that your blind audition's got like nearly 600,000 views on YouTube and stuff like that.
Has it?
Yeah. Do you ever watch it back or
No.
Yeah,
No.
it has, yeah. Got a lot of views on YouTube. and
Couldn't.
stuff.
I'd be sick.
So then I've been bloody sick.
I was like,
So who spun round for you? Was it Will.i.am and...
so I got Will.i.am, Tom Jones, and
It's not unusual,
Ollie
though, is it?
Murs. It's not unusual. I'm quite quick on clocking off. Normally I'm half an hour late with you two.
Yeah, Kirby like, yeah, it's not unusual at all.
Yeah, so
so
everyone other than Jennifer, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was weird because Jennifer was actually the coach I wanted.
Yeah.
And when because obviously then they all turn around at the end, I'm in like a state. If you've watched it, I'm like when they turn around, embarrassing. But no, then Jennifer said like, "Who did you want to pick?" I don't know if this was aired or not, but she was like, "Who did you want to go for? Did you have someone in mind?" I was like, "Yeah, you." And she was like, "Oh, well, if it was up to me," she was like, "I'm sorry that I didn't turn, but if it was up to me, I'd pick Will." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." But Will was like my next in line. Like Will's been like an idol from when I can remember going to Australia when I was 5 and Black Eyed Peas were my life.
Yeah.
I had Black Eyed Peas, everything. So to see him in person was just crazy, but I just couldn't pick him. It was weird. It was
Why?
like, I don't know.
I was really shocked when you didn't pick him.
Because I seen him and he spoke to me. And this is like cliche, but I didn't understand. Like, I don't know, with Ollie, it was like, he was just so normal.
Yeah.
So normal. And so he just said to me what he said.
Yeah.
And that was it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then,
So Will was a bit more like, did it not feel as genuine?
no, it didn't. Even though I do think he's a really nice, like, I'm not saying he's not genuine, because he is nice.
I think he was
but-
too certain that you were going to pick him. Like, I think he was quite
Yeah.
arrogant
Bit
about
smug, wasn't
it.
he?
Whereas Ollie,
But
like, you probably felt like you made his day kind of thing, choosing him.
Yeah, and it was mad as well because it didn't show you this on the TV, but the whole audience was shouting Will. And then I looked at my mum, dad and Adam, Will. Emma was shouting Will. Everyone was shouting Will. And then I think because that's just how I am, I'm like, if you're telling me I'm picking Will, I'm not going to pick Will. It's either Ollie or Tom.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad I picked Ollie.
Yeah.
You literally couldn't have had
He
a
looked
better
so
coach.
shocked, didn't he?
Yeah.
His heart probably skipped a beat as well. Didn't
Oh,
it? Okay, yeah, so then it all kind of went on from there, didn't it? So every week we were kind of like tuning in and stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone got invested in it. You had the whole of SWAD behind you, didn't you? You was in the paper and everything.
Yeah, it was. I was literally in the paper like all the time. Every time I went down SWAD, I'd like see myself in a window. I'd be like, "Oh my god, like selfie with this like
Yeah.
the paper."
Everything was
like,
Vote Kirby everywhere.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was amazing, really.
Yeah.
Like, because you know what SWAD's like. Do you know what I mean? And it was nice that everyone kind of joined in and actually supported each other.
That is
Yeah.
nice.
So then what was the next round after that?
So the next round was the battles.
Mm-hmm.
That was also another traumatic experience. It was all very like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a feeling that you literally can't explain. It's just so crazy to be on a TV show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like you're part of like a cast, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And
Is it always filmed in front of a live studio audience?
yeah, it's filmed in front of, and there's more people than you actually think there.
Yeah.
And there's like the stage here, like a circle, and then you've got the coaches, and then there's like audience that stand at the front,
like
and
in the
then you've
pits
got
sort of thing.
yeah, and it was amazing, like to just everyone there is so. I don't know if it's because they've obviously got tickets to go. They're so excited to be there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that really helps
Yeah.
when you're performing.
I was
because-
Something
obviously,
like-
I went there to see Jeremy Kyle and I was excited as well.
Yeah.
yeah, that studio's literally next door to
Yeah.
there.
What if that occasionally walked into the wrong studio? Imagine
Yeah.
that. Graham and Kirby in the battle. So that one went well as well, didn't it?
Yeah, that went really well. And the thing that was really stressful about that was my shoes, because I had these heels. And I said at the start, I was like, I don't want to wear heels. Like, I'm not really. At that time, I was 17. I wasn't really a heels girl. I'm a heels girl now. Do you know what I mean? But at the time, I wasn't. I was like trainers or sliders. That is all I wore.
Yeah.
And they said to me, no, we'll wear some heels. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, be nice. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll try. Dress rehearsal, I slip. So now I was like, can't do it. So then they put me these grippers on, and I had to, I don't know if you've seen it, but I had to walk from a podium down steps to a stage in front
my
of a
God.
live audience.
And being recorded
being
for TV.
recorded for TV. That stress was more than actually doing the performance. And it's weird as well, because every single time I got on the stage to perform, I'd forgot all the lyrics of everything. Every single time. And then all of a sudden, as soon as you go,
It's a complete mental blank, but then it comes back straight
comes
away.
straight
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
And it was weird, because every time I was like, oh no, like, ah. But
I can't even imagine that. Like, it's such a like specific
It makes
experience.
me shit
isn't
myself
it?
thinking
Yeah, and
about
me.
it.
And me, yeah.
Yeah.
well, it does me now. I can't believe I've done it.
Yeah.
Like, I think if I did it now, I'd be a lot worse than I
What,
was at the time.
nerves-wise?
Yeah.
But do you think you'd perform? Do you
I'd
think,
perform
because you've
better.
learned a lot, haven't you, over the years?
Yeah,
and-
I'd definitely, my vocals would be better because they're shocking on all of them. The only one that I'd say I'm happy with is Crazy. But the other two, I was just so nervous.
Yeah.
And then people are like, they judge you off of that performance, and it's like, but there's so much pressure on that one
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
So it was
of
the
course.
next round, wasn't it, that you didn't get through? And
Yeah.
like, to me, that was your strongest performance. I think that was really
Yeah.
good. Like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm your family. Like, that was a robbery, in my opinion.
So just remind me again how the show works. Was that the point where Ollie has to choose one to then go through of
So
his
there
own
was
group? or
6
something?
of us. This was for the knockout, so like the quarterfinals. So only 2 more rounds to the final. It was really short.
Yeah.
But
One
yeah,
of them.
so there's 6 of us, and we were all in 3s, and then 1 out of the 3 gets through.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is. Like, I would say less. Do you know
was,
what I mean?
was, was, you
Yeah.
was you gutted at the time?
So on the day, I can't really say too much about what happened on the day. But things happened. It wasn't a shock. Let's just say that.
Yeah, let's set it up a
It
little
wasn't
bit.
a shock. So obviously when Ollie said he didn't pick me, I was upset. I think anyone would be. It was because I'd been living in like a hotel as well with all the contestants.
Yeah.
And it was just like, then you're going home and everyone else is staying there.
Yeah.
That was more upsetting than leaving the show. But yeah, I was upset, but I think it got me more upset when I was home and I went back to college, and then everyone was like,
like
oh,
back to normality.
have you not got through then? I'm like, no, I haven't actually.
Yeah.
Like, don't think to me.
Were you dreading it being on telly?
Yeah, for that reason, because I
Yeah.
know we had like a party at the house as well for all of my rounds, and we were like, well, we're still gonna have one for the last one, even though I didn't tell anyone I didn't get through.
Yeah.
Just kind of left it for everyone to see,
Yeah.
and everyone there just looked at me and was like,
Mm.
oh.
So
It was crazy.
was it?
Hey.
2-1.
Did you feel like you'd have got through had you been in the other set of 3?
I feel like I might have got through if I'd have gone in a different team.
Yeah.
Um,
Have
But
you got any
I'm-
regrets over the whole process at all, or not really?
no.
It gave you a massive springboard, didn't it? I think. Like, it's just
Yeah.
something to, like, especially to get your gigs and that around that time. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, having the voice
it was
logo on your
wicked.
poster.
It was
like,
wicked for gigs. It was
adds a bit onto your feed, doesn't
wild. Yeah.
it?
It was like crazy when it first
Mm.
when it first, like when I first come off, it was just mental. And like during as well, because I tried to get as much in because I knew I was going off the show.
Yeah.
So I tried to milk as
So
many
you're
things
on
as I
The
could.
Voice,
Like
technically,
from the week, because obviously the battles were on TV, and then I probably had like 2-3 weeks till the next one. I was at like all the schools, all the pubs, like
Yeah.
literally doing everything I possibly could to try and keep it, all the like fairs and like the school
Yeah.
things and all that, and it was amazing.
Did you have any of your own songs at that time? Have you written any yourself?
I'd written one song called "You Filled a Space," but that was the only one I'd ever written.
It's a good song, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Shall we hear it now?
we can do.
Go on then, Dilt.
Talking to you, never gonna ever find my way. I'm looking at you, baby, but you know you gotta stay. I'm trying to find out all the little reasons why, but you're just stuck on my mind. Talking to you every single night on the phone. I never wanna let you go, but you gotta go home, yeah. But you never go home. But you take my love, you twist, you lie, but all you do is lie and fake this deep into my eyes. You were the monster that found a way to to my head. You hurt me more than once, and I will not forget. No, I won't forget. But you take my love, you twist, you lie. All you do is lie and fake this deep into my eyes. You are the monster that found a way to my heart, 'cause you fill the space.
So when you came off the back of The Voice then, so it got you a lot of, like, say, publicity, a lot of followers and stuff like that. So then did you start sort of gigging and things more seriously from that point?
Yeah, well, that's when I knew that this was definitely what I wanted to do in the long run.
Yeah.
Whether it be like still at the pubs or, well, obviously you want to aim higher, but that's just what I love to
Is
do.
there
Do you know
higher
what I
than
mean?
Newell Social Club?
I mean, not really.
For me.
No, it just kind of gave me a glimpse of that life, I think, and that really made me think, yeah, this is what I want to do more than anything, and push me to keep going at it, really.
Yeah. So is that when you decided to study music?
Yeah,
Like
well,
for A levels sort of thing?
yeah, well, I actually started at BOA before The
Okay.
Voice. I did The Voice in my second year, so I missed a lot of college. Still got my triple distinction though.
Oh, well.
But yeah, right, I missed a lot of college from doing The Voice. Obviously, I was in London and Manchester every week for 7 months,
Yeah,
8
yeah.
months.
Wow.
So it was a lot. But no, when I was at school, I did music as a BTEC. Yeah, it's BTEC, isn't it? And I got a really low grade on it. And I was like, well, why? I was like, this isn't the music that I wanted to be doing. Do you know what I mean? When I signed up to it, I didn't realise it was going to be what it was. So I was like, yeah, I definitely want to study music properly somewhere else. So then I went to BOA, and it was the best 2 years ever. I hated it while I was there, but it was unreal, that school.
What is it? Just to
I was going to say, briefly explain what BOA
Oh
is.
yeah.
For those
So BOA is Birmingham Ormiston Academy, and it's a performing arts school in Birmingham, obviously because it's in Birmingham. And yeah, it's basically got anything in the arts that you can think of, and you can do your BTEC, you can do your GCSEs there, you can do your A levels, everything there, and everyone's so like-minded.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
full of
just-
talented people.
Yeah, but it weren't like High School Musical. It was sometimes, because we used to get annoyed with people. I always thought I'd like the High School Musical school. I wouldn't, because when people were like singing in the canteen, I was like, shut up.
Really?
Because it's just, yeah, it was just annoying. But you know when you're like stressed and you're like getting on with your work, and then someone's going like, and then you're like,
Starts bouncing a basketball next to you.
yeah.
Shut up, Troy.
Yeah, but no, it was amazing, and I met like some great people there, and I'd go back if I could.
Is there an element to it that, like, when you're that age and you decide that you want to be a dancer or an actor or a singer, there's always probably a part of your family's mindset, or maybe your parents or something, in some people, that they're thinking, oh, she'll do that for a few years, then she'll get back on track.
Yeah.
So that maybe being surrounded by other people who've got that same thing, you need that as like a support network, because you're all each other's biggest fan, if you like.
Yeah,
if nobody else
definitely.
is.
Yeah, I think it is one of those things. Anyone in the arts, like, we all know, like, especially with this whole COVID thing, it's not respected enough for what it is. Like, a lot of people don't give it the credit that it deserves, because what would you have without the arts? Like, you wouldn't have anything. Nothing in this room would be made without the arts.
No.
Yeah.
So I think it needs to be respected a lot more than it is. And it's very hard to, like, get a job in the arts and stuff like that. So yeah, it's nice to have people that are also aiming for the same goal.
Yeah.
So you started off doing like mainly covers and stuff, didn't you, when you were first getting into gigging?
Yeah.
And then obviously your own song started to come into it. I think that's kind of what sets you apart, actually, because most people's own songs are pretty shit. Do you know what I mean? Or a bit cheesy.
All mine are shit, aren't they?
Yeah, or Robbie's a crap.
God.
It's all about the gym or banking. That's it.
Yeah. Or Tinder.
There's only so many words that rhyme with banking. Yeah, and that word actually.
Oh.
Tinder and banking. Yeah, your songs genuinely, I'm not just saying that because you're here, are banging.
Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate that.
I want to ask you a little bit, because it's something I'm interested in, just like the process of that. So do you sit down and go, I'm going to write a song today? Or does it come to you, like, does it have to be like a natural wave that comes to you kind of thing?
Yeah, so I think everyone I speak to is different. Like, some people can just sit there and go, right, today I'm going to write a song, slow song about this. I can't. I might go 6 months and not write a single thing, and then I might do 20 songs in a week. Like, it is just how you're feeling. Like, if with me, it's everything's personal, but I try and like take a bit of the personal away and add a bit of relatable. So everything's personal to me, but other people can relate as well.
Yeah.
Which I think works. Do you know what I mean? Like, because then everyone can relate to it. But no, I have to, like, it's like, I don't even know. Like, sometimes I'll just be lying in my bed and then I'll think, oh, like something's just.
But what comes
popped.
first, the melody or the words?
Well, what happens with me, right, is I have words. So I'll have like a thing I want to get off my chest, like I want to speak about. And then I'll go through YouTube and look for like an instrumental or a beat that will go with what I'm thinking. And it's like a mad 5 minutes. Like, I'm like, find something quick before I lose it. And then it kind of flows from there. And normally within about half an hour, I've written the whole song. I'm very quick at writing songs, and if they take me longer than an hour, they're not. Well, obviously, like, I write them, then I might tweak them later on. But the foundation of a song, if it takes me longer than that, I know I'm not that into it.
That's mad. That's so
I think
quick.
Freddie Mercury wrote "Somebody to Love" in like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Really?
In a hotel room, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are different. Like, I know
That's
people go,
unbelievable.
people go to sessions and they'll be writing for 9 months for one song. That would bore me to death. That would drive me insane. Like, just write it and get it out. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I saw a documentary of Ed Sheeran. I mean, obviously he's like a prolific songwriter, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he said that for that album, I think it was for the Divide album. I think the album's got 12, 14 songs on it, whatever.
Yeah.
I think he'd written like 500 songs or something for it.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, and some of them might not even be full songs. They might just be 20 seconds of an idea that you probably didn't even go with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, see, I do a lot of that. I do a lot of small, like, voice notes. Like, my phone has got like 10,000 voice notes of just me going, I hate it. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm done. But I keep them just in case.
Loads of singers have them
Ever.
little, what are the things called?
A dictaphone.
Dictaphone, yeah.
Oh, what else from them?
That'd be cool. Just like to make voice notes.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
Call you, Connor. I don't need a dictaphone.
That was good. I'll give you that one. That was good. Do you have any like inspirations when it comes to songwriting, or do you feel like you've got your own kind of style?
I feel like when I was younger, so obviously I've got 2 EPs out. One's called Miss Independent and one's called Real Talk. Check them out. Link down below. You better put the link in there.
Oh yeah. We will.
Yeah, so
We'll get Spotify to come up there, like.
yeah, ping Spotify here.
Yeah.
I would say definitely when I was younger, I had a lot of inspiration by people like Jessie J, and like Rihanna, and I wanted to just be like them and have their style of music. Whereas now, all my new music that's coming out is very different. It is very much me. I wouldn't say anymore. I try and, because when I was younger, I definitely tried to copy people. I wanted to be Jessie J.
Yeah.
I tried to do everything that she could, and it gets to a point where I was like, well, I can't do it, but I can do this. So why don't I do this? Do you know what I mean? And then I just, over time, I found my voice, I suppose. And then, yeah, with like writing as well, the more you write and the more you get used to how you write, you figure out what works for you.
Do you think that Taylor Swift, she's the one that comes into my head in terms of like, I think that she has a lot of relationships, doesn't she? Everyone knows that. That's pretty much a fact.
Yeah.
It's like she gets into a relationship so that then she can break up a year later and like write a new album every time. Just like the Calvin Harris one, she broke up with him and then a year later she had an album.
Yeah.
Same with like, Harry Styles or whatever. Is that like? Do you
Well,
think
I
she
don't
maybe
think
she might
that's
be
intentional.
Are you doing that, Kirby?
No.
No, but don't you think is there not a part of that you think maybe in the back of her head she's thinking?
Well,
Even
I'll
if you
be
do
honest,
break
it
up.
does help.
Yeah.
It helps when you've been in a situation, whether it's like friendship or like someone you're seeing or like your boyfriend or anything like that. It does help massively.
There's
Like-
less to write about when things are going well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
when things are going well, it's like, well, songs are about stories and about life
100%.
experiences, aren't they? So
Yeah.
you've got to have them. Because when I was 17 and I wrote the first lot, I didn't have any life do you know what I mean? Like I didn't. The first few of the songs I wrote, like Fight, that was about the voice. It was just kind of about like fighting to get my spot, kind of thing. So that's where I realised, oh, okay, so something has to happen for you to write, because that came natural. I just sat there and wrote it, and I was like, oh, so I can write a song. Whereas before that, I remember saying, like, I can't write songs, like, I don't know how to write them. The whole way through Boa Near Enough, I was like, I can't write a song. And then all of a sudden, it just, like, switched, and I can write them now.
Yeah. Your especially the last 4 or 5 like singles that you've put out definitely would like seamlessly get onto like Radio 1, and you could easily hear it like fitting in, I think. So that's what that's something you should be massively like
If I had some money.
proud of, because like I reckon that when you do get your moment, like all of your songs basically, like you could whack them out again, and I reckon they'd all get onto the radio. Like they've just got that
Thank
sound,
you.
haven't they? Like
Yeah.
easy listening. Do you know what I mean? Like good,
you
catchy.
mean if she has one that flies, she doesn't need to then write a load more.
No,
all the rest
you've
will
got them.
follow, sort of
Re-release,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, or like you could just jazz them up a bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you're there, aren't
Yeah,
you?
and I'm so excited to like, because I've got 3 more planned for the next however many months, and I'm just so like proud of the difference.
Yeah, no, they're all amazing. I remember you
from
showed
the
me
last one.
the
Yeah.
a sneak preview. They're great, yeah, and I loved the couple that you brought out so far, but we'll get to that in a minute. Just a quick one on the writing process and stuff, a little side note. You know Shawn Mendes?
Yeah.
So his first couple of albums came out when he was like 17, 18, 19,
Yeah.
and he said the same thing as you, like he didn't have anything to write about, no life experience.
Yeah.
So his songwriting technique was to write short stories about loads of random stuff, just like short, just, you know, 1 page, like little mini novels, and then write a song from the point of view of one of the characters.
Oh my god, that's such a good idea.
It's a really good idea, that, isn't it? So his first 2 albums,
might
both
have
of
to
them
nip
went,
that.
yeah, both of them went to number 1 in America, and that all the songs on those albums are written from the point of view of
Oh
some
my
fictional
God.
character that he made up. Yeah,
There you go.
That's mad. I know I've written songs that aren't about me, and that have been like made up scenarios in my head.
Yeah.
I've done that, but I've never thought of that.
good idea, isn't it?
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. So let's have another one of your songs then. So what are you going to do for us now?
So I'm gonna sing a song called "Mess to You." I wrote it when I was 18, I think, or 19, maybe, one or the other. And it was just about feeling not good enough, and that you look a mess, and I'm a mess, and all this and all that. But I think we all think that some days, don't we? And it was just basically saying that I might be a mess to you, but like I'm good, I'm okay. So yeah, this is "Mess to You." I was afraid of letting you in too far, losing my mind, breaking my heart on a situation. We staying alone and talking all night. Feel for the worst, my heart is so hurt. I know your lies. I'm gonna try to keep myself right away from you. I'm so crazy over you. My heart is tattooed. I know I'm crying on your chest, faking I'm the best. I guess I'm just a mess to you. I never knew what to do when it was just me and you. I'm holding my last breath. You treat me like a test. I guess I'm just a mess to you. Breaking it down to staying around with you. You want me now, I wanna get out. You're so manipulating.
I lost my phone and I wanna go home and be alone in my bed, no thoughts in my head, just me. Dreams in my mind in the middle of the night. I know that I'm good enough, I'm just a mess to you, reminding me why I keep myself right away from you. I'm so crazy over you, my heart is tattooed and I'm crawling on your chest, faking on the best. I guess I'm just a mess to you. I never knew what to do when it was just me and you. I'm holding my last breath, you treat me like a test. I guess I'm just a mess to you. Over you, tattooed and I'm crying on your chest, faking on the best. I'm a mess to you. I never knew what to do when it was just me and you. Holding my last breath, you treat me like a test. I guess I'm just a mess to you. Ooh, no, no.
So I think you might have just covered it by talking about Jessie J and Rihanna, etc. But I just wanted to talk to you about your opinions generally on music, like as a music fan. So who's your favourite artists?
See, I find this really hard because I'm a very song person. Like I'm
Rather than a
much more songs.
Favourite artist.
Yeah. But I do love Anne-Marie, Jessie J, like just the same ones that I've always loved. There's so many. It's more songs. I think as well. I change all the time. Like at the minute, Ariana Grande is like my thing. Like that's what I listen to. I'm listening to her loads at the minute, and she's got a new album out. It'll be out by the time this is out, so I can't wait to listen to that. But yeah, I'm very much more songs. That it changes all the time.
Have you got any favourite songs, maybe of all time, or definitely at the moment, maybe?
I have to say, Beatles greatest.
I have to say the very best of the Beatles.
Do you know what? I don't even know. Like I've been asked this before, and I just one song that means a lot to me is "Bang Bang" by Jessie J.
That used to be my favourite cover that you did.
Yeah, because that was like the song that got me singing. Really.
That's a good. That's a hard one to start with, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't go light. I even were rapping and all sorts.
Yeah.
But no, that's like a song that means a lot, and I love like Whitney and like Charlie Wilson and people like that. I really like that style of music as well.
Can you still do the high note in Bang Bang?
Yeah, but can you remember when Chloe did it? Do it. Chloe made a. Shall I try? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it wrong because Chloe did a shout out for you. She did a video when we was at school, and she sang it like for us in the classroom.
Yeah.
And the high note was shocking. And now every time I do it live,
You want to do it that way?
I'm nearly doing it. I've done it that way before.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, "Burger boy, you're mine." You know when people singing like that?
Yeah.
It was like that, and I was like, "Oh my
Go
god."
on, try it. And then if you don't do it, we can edit it.
Okay.
Until you do it.
Are we going to want to take these off?
No, just step away from the mic a little bit. 'Cause it might be really
So what is
loud,
it?
doesn't it?
Sick and a body could be good to you. You need a burger boy, you're mine. You're mine. Yeah,
That
can
should.
do it.
I didn't think you could do it. That's brilliant. Well
What the
done.
best?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Thought that was Chloe then.
Yeah. Is there any artist that like you would think if someone said to you now, as of this day onwards, you can have their life and career from your age? So when you'll be them at that age, and you can have their life and career. Is there any that you think I would love to be them?
Beyonce.
Yeah, that's good.
Queen.
She'd
Queen
be
Bee.
like, yeah. Imagine like
Yeah.
Queen Bee.
But if you're going to be
Wanna smoke with
Beyonce
me? Okay.
at that age, then you're going to have two mates to stick around with for at least the first 8 or 9 years. So who's that?
Yeah, true.
Luggage.
Yeah. Who's the Beyonce of these three?
I'm the one that
Who's
was
Michelle?
Michelle.
Are you own Michelle?
Michelle.
Poor you.
Rob is the other one. Is it Kelly Rowland?
Kelly,
Oh,
yeah.
that's all right. Yeah, she actually had a decent solo career off the back. Oh, she's no
Yeah.
Beyonce, is she? But
No.
anybody else? What about Jessie J? Let's talk about Jessie J.
Yeah.
Because it's an interesting career trajectory.
I met
isn't it?
her mum and dad as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. J. Shout out.
Cornish, actually.
Like and subscribe.
Actually, Cornish.
Oh,
That's
is
their
it?
last name. Jessica Ellen Cornish. I sound like a right mega fan.
Yeah, you are a mega fan.
I am.
Well, I think that, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in terms of ability, she's easy
Ridiculous.
top 3 in the world.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I have her in
Million
the
percent.
top 5 all time
Yeah.
female vocalists. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would say I wouldn't say she's number 1, but I'd say she's number 2. I don't know who number 1 is, but I feel like there might be someone. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
whatever. But she is the best. I've seen her live 3-4 times. Just
Her
ridiculous.
vocal range is ridiculous, and it's
Yeah.
like effortless as well. Like, she
Yeah,
doesn't
and it's
even
like her
strain,
runs
does
and
she?
everything. There's
Yeah.
just so much control, and it's just like she doesn't even try. Well, she does, but like she doesn't try.
It's a really
do you know what I mean?
unique sounding voice as well.
Yeah,
like-
she's unreal. She's amazing, and people don't give her credit. Like people are like, oh, Jessie J. It's like, well, listen to her.
She borderline sounds like edited and like computerized.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
that
she does.
smoother runs
Yeah.
and stuff. It's
So
really good.
the question then is why, if that is the case, like technically she's that good, why has she had, and this I'm talking relatively here because her career has been brilliant, but why hasn't she had as good a career as Beyonce, Ariana Grande?
I think it's all because of her attitude, really.
Is it?
Because not that I don't think she's got a bad attitude. I think that when she came out, she had a persona. She was the do it like a dude, and she was all this and all that with all the like gems on her lips.
That wasn't her, was it at all?
No, and that made, because obviously if you're watching that and you're a bit older, you might be like, oh, bloody hell, like, what, she got gems on her lips. Do you know what I mean? It's not normal, is it, for someone to do that? Because I think, was Lady Gaga after her or before her, or like the same kind of time?
Probably slightly before, but at the same time.
Yeah, like she was the one that did that, and then Jessie J kind of
But
did
that's
it,
the
and
same
then
though. Like Lady Gaga, I just said. Lady Gaga is still like massive.
Yeah.
But she was massive, and all over the papers and radio and everything when she was like pretending to be something she's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's a shame that seems
That
to be the
has to
period
happen,
where
yeah.
you're at your peak.
But what about like Katy Perry then? She's come out first song, Kissed a Girl. Fair enough.
Yeah,
We all have.
but that's what.
But
You ain't, have you?
no.
That's just the thing when, like, yeah, because she's sprawling around in lingerie singing that, and then the
Yeah.
next video she's firing squirty cream out of her tits.
She's one of the most
Like,
commercial.
do you
She's
know what I mean?
like,
Oh yeah,
that's not her,
California.
is it?
Was it California Girl? Was that
Yeah.
one?
yeah, Snoop Dogg, what legend.
That-
But she's one of the
Yeah.
most commercially successful
looks, it's
artists
getting
of all
heavy.
time. No, mine just female. Like she's
Yeah.
massively
Yeah, because I
successful.
think she's committed to that.
And I
act
think as
for
well,
longer.
Oh, okay.
when you're American, it's a lot more instant than when
Okay.
you're from the UK. Is a much harder market, and as well, like especially at the minute, everything's like the rappy, trappy, drill. That's literally all anyone wants to listen to. So that makes it hard for like people like me. I have got one song coming out that's a bit more trappy, which is like going to be weird for me, but I love it. Like it's
Yeah. That's really cool.
but yeah, so it's just I've tried to do that to like even I like that kind of music, but I would have never sang it.
Do you like Billie Eilish?
Love her,
Yeah, she's amazing.
love her,
isn't she?
Yeah.
unreal. Yeah,
She's an example, I think, of where, like, obviously, it's difficult to come young into the industry and to make it into the industry. It's really hard. But she's probably one of them examples, like a really rare example, where if you are just insanely like talented to an extreme level, you can just
yeah.
because she's
Massively.
She's
Same as
jumped
Ed-
over everybody.
That's a
hasn't she,
little bit
really?
like Ed Sheeran as
Yeah.
well,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Adele. Like they
Yeah.
haven't put an act on at any point.
No.
But because they're so
Just genuine
good.
and good.
Like Billie Eilish doesn't show any
talented.
flesh, does she? If
No.
anything, she's a perfect example of that because she started being a bit more girly and whatever, didn't she?
Yeah.
And now, like, she's that big and amazing, isn't she? She's just like, fuck it,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I'll just wear a big baggy jumper and
Yeah.
you're still gonna love it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing as well because her and her brother, like Phineas, they're together. Like they do everything together. I think that's amazing.
Oh, that lad who goes and plays
He's
piano
really
and that with her, that's her
talented.
brother.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
her brother. He produces and she writes and he writes and they
He's
do
so
everything
clever. You'd love
together.
him
Isn't
if you.
Yeah,
there's some
he's-
great YouTube videos of him
Yeah,
making
yeah, I've
the
seen
bad
it,
guy
yeah.
backing track with like 30 layers and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's amazing, and like
That's
all the
awesome.
noises they've added in it. Yeah, he's really talented as well, and they're like they do everything together, and I think that's like amazing, really.
We just said about Ed Sheeran. There's a great YouTube video about Ed Sheeran where, this is like when we were kids. There was a program on CBBC called Britannia High.
Yeah.
And it was basically like a TV version of like the Brit School. So people who were like similar
That's
to
where
where
I
you
wanted
went.
to go, the Brit School.
So it was like if you were a good singer, dancer, actor, you went in, auditioned, similar to going on X Factor or whatever, and then you were put into like the Brit School. And there's some ginger lad rocks up who's awesome at singing and playing this guitar, but he can't dance, he can't act, and the judges. One of the judges is Arlene Phillips. Shout out if you're listening. From Strictly Come Dancing, and she pretty much writes him off and says,
You're
"No,
gonna say Ed
it's
Sheeran,
crap."
aren't
And
you?
it said Sheeran, yeah.
Ron Weasley it was.
Yeah, and
Rupert Grint.
he can't
Wait, is that-
dance
yeah,
at
it
all.
is.
Yeah, it is. You can't dance at all.
Yeah.
And
bless
but then
him.
the guy who does like the singing side of it, they like do a bit, and Ed Sheeran's just there playing guitar. He's only like 15. He's awesome already. Do you know what I mean? And the guy says like, these are the sort of people you can't let go because, he can't dance or act, but he might be the best singer I've ever seen, and he's only a kid. Do you know what I mean? But just one more thing on Jessie J then, just to bring back to that.
Yeah.
One part of the world she is massively loved and respected in is Asia and China. Yeah. So I went to Vietnam traveling, and she's huge like over there. But a lot of Asian music fans, they tend to like ballad and divas and ballads and that sort of thing.
She's brilliant.
So she went onto a Asian talent show. I think it was called like The Singer or something. So it's like the Asian version of like The Voice, but it's for people who are already established singers in other parts of the world.
And it gets
And
billions of views, doesn't
she
it?
won it very comfortably. She was the best by a mile. And the final was watched by like 1 billion people or something. And she's like a mega celebrity in Asia.
Nice.
And also, I think she's shagging Channing Tatum, so she's not losing, is she, really?
She's actually not with him anymore.
Sorry, Channing, you're listening.
I see.
That's what people subscribe for that cutting edge, up to date news.
Do you know what happened there?
She put on a post the other day saying like lockdown, like being single, and I was like, oh no, like.
Oh no.
I find it funny, like young people like maybe subscribe and think we're really like up to date. I was like, well, Ashley's not with Cheryl.
Oh my god.
Right, should we do questions?
Yeah, and just by the way, Michael Jackson's just died.
Oh god. Now it is late news.
Should we do questions? Have
Let's
you heard of
do it.
questions, Kerb? I know
Yes,
you're
I
a
have
fan
heard
of the
of
pod,
them.
but
Yes.
so it's 5 questions that we ask all guests, and then we've got one which is a pun based on your name.
Okay.
Yeah. First one, meal deal. Go. Sandwich, snack, drink.
Okay, so sandwich, it's got to be like a chicken and sweet corn salad.
Right.
Sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah. Or like a chicken Caesar salad sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Then for my snack,
I have fish and a rice cake.
that was just that was. For my snack, I'd probably have like a Bueno, maybe.
A what?
A what?
Bueno.
What's that? Like a Kinder Bueno.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
She just said it
Again?
a posh way.
Bueno.
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 It's not got an R in it, has it?
Oh, you say it then.
Kinder Bueno, innit?
Kinder Bueno. Well, that sounds ridiculous.
Oh no, Brueno doesn't.
Bueno.
Yeah.
Okay, Kinder Bueno.
Yeah, and then for my drink, maybe like a Starbucks.
Oh, like a cold.
A cold brew, yeah.
You get them in the meal deal.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
you can. Or I'd get one of them, because I like to get the things that cost the most, so I feel like I'm saving the most.
Correct.
So then, or I'd get like, them like naked smoothies that you can get.
Yeah.
I'd get one of them.
Yeah, that's why I usually sometimes go for the triple sandwich for that exact reason.
Yeah,
sad.
that's, yeah.
Nice.
Quick comment on the triple sandwich. Does that mean that somebody else has got the other half of your one?
Yes.
It's weird, isn't it?
That is weird. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that. Even, yeah. Night in or night out?
Come on. What do you think?
Stupid question, wasn't it?
Night out.
No, it's out, yeah.
Best holiday you've ever been on?
Mexico.
Nice. Ketchup in the fridge or in the cupboard?
Fridge.
Ooh,
Fuming.
that's controversial. Isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Fridge, no, because it needs to be cold. I like it freezing.
Do you?
Yeah.
Fair enough. The 5th question is usually about parking, but you don't drive yet, do you?
Touchy subject, isn't it? That.
Touchy subject, yeah.
COVID's screwed her up, hasn't she?
Yep.
She.
Okay. Yep.
I won't gender the virus.
Definitely a
So I'll
woman.
change the question. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke or Pepsi? Coke. Diet Coke though.
Wrong 'un.
No, Mackey's Diet Coke every day.
Coke over Pepsi, 100%, but Diet Coke.
I
you
do
might
like
as
a
well
Dr. Pepper,
drink
though.
Oh,
Pepsi.
Dr Pepper, classic. Dr Pepper's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the question based on
Oh, yeah.
your name is.
It's Kirby Frosties. What cereal would you like?
I've not heard that one before. What cereal? I'd like a Crave.
Ooh,
Craves.
Crave.
Never had a Crave.
And I like, you know that blueberry porridge? I quite like blueberry
Oh,
porridge
nice.
as well.
Amazing.
Right.
Want to talk a little bit about some of the gigs you've done
Yes.
in your head?
Yeah.
If you had to tell us
My
the best gig you've done and the worst gig you've done.
Worst gig's this one, probably.
No.
I'd say Ryan.
So I would say my best gigs were The Voice. Obviously, you can't. Don't think you can really top going on TV to like millions of people. They're great gigs. But I did a gig in not Swansea. That's where's that in Wales? No, not Wales.
That's what
Swanage.
Swad. Yeah, Swad it was.
Swanage.
Swanage, where's that?
Yeah,
Swanage.
Swanage. It's down at the bottom.
South.
Yeah, Swanage way. So I did.
Swanage, where's Swanage? Oh, it's Swanage Way. Oh, yeah.
Near Duckage.
Yeah. So yeah, I did a carnival, and that was amazing. And that was one of the first times I actually sang my own songs at like a festival carnival thing, and my own songs went down better than the covers.
Oh,
and
that's
I
nice.
remember singing "Company," which is one of my songs. Check it out. And everyone was like going wild over it, and it was just amazing. I was like, oh my god, like, because it's kind of like a do you wanna be with me? It's quite like dancey.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect vibe for it, and I was nervous to do it because I was like, people won't like it because they don't know it. Because when you don't know songs, it is a bit.
Oh, play Bloody Angels.
Yeah, I know, like a bit of uptown funk.
I was at that wedding
But-
once. Me and Rob was at a wedding, and the third hymn in, and we'd not heard of them. Like, you know, and you can't join in because you don't know them. And like this
Yeah,
organ
with
came in,
your
like,
thing.
and Robbie went, oh, "Fuck's sake, play your hits."
I was looking for all things Brighton Boots.
Oh god, I remember that school.
Yeah, elite.
Classic.
Elite.
Aw.
I throw you off, don't I, with
You
these,
do.
and then you forget what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So
Just on that, I saw a list. It was a bit of a controversial one online of the top 10 best hits, best hymns. Sorry, of childhood. Just wondering if,
Where
his
do you
favourites
look
were.
online? Like, you
Everyone's
find
favourite.
all these things.
Yeah,
mine
like,
is definitely.
I've got to try and think of things to talk about on this.
Mine is give me oil in my lamp.
Yeah, that was up there on his.
Keep me oil in my lamp, keep me burning. Give
Yeah,
me
that is a
oil in
banger,
my
isn't it?
lamp, I pray.
That is a banger.
Yours?
I did like that one. Obviously, Whole World in His Hands is classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you have to do the
Thingy,
actions as well?
Abide with Me. It's a bit of a sad one. It's like a funeral song, isn't it? And they play it and they sing it before the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
But an absolute classic.
Yeah, let me find the list. Oh, that might have been it. One More Step Along the World I Go.
One
more
more
step along the world I go.
That's a banger, that is, isn't
Then
it?
what's the next line?
I don't know. One
We're
more
from
step.
the old things to the new. Keep me travelling
Travelling.
along
Yeah, how much
with
of a
you.
banger
And
is
it's
that?
from the old I travel to the new. That's such a banger.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And on this TikTok, it was like playing them a bit as it was going through, and when it came up, I thought, yeah, that's elite.
Yeah.
I forgot about it completely.
What's the ones where it talks about like the animals? Butterfly.
Eh?
Butterfly.
Oh, fun.
Care for them, it's up to you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's classic.
Is it like from the
the
tiny
tiny
ants, from go on, sing along at home, to the elephant,
To the elephant. Care for-
something, something.
Yeah. Care for
Banger.
them, it's up to you.
Yeah, banger, yeah.
Right.
This is so relatable. This is-
Worst gig.
Worst gig. I've had a few. Don't want to name names.
What makes a bad gig for you? Is it like
An audience.
no audience? Is it a shit audience?
Right, so there could be 6 people in the audience. If they're vibing, it's a good gig, right? I could have 200 people in the audience, not one of them's got an interest. Awful gig. And I've had quite a few of them, like when there's been a lot of people, and it's just been, I've just wanted to leave.
Yeah.
I'm just over
Well,
it.
like, they're not even watching you or something.
No, well, it's just like, I don't know. It's just you get a vibe. Do you know what I mean? And when thing is, for a singer, when you're actually like performing, you need that audience like interaction
energy.
to actually make you be able to do what you've got
I
to
think
do.
you felt a bit like that New Year's Eve, didn't you?
Massively,
Social
yeah,
club,
yeah.
Because it was like people were doing their own thing, and then you were just like in the background.
Yeah.
Like we were all watching because obviously we're your family and we're there to support. Is that what it felt like?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to get a vibe
Yeah,
back
that's
off
one of
people.
them. That was one gig where I was just like, I'd done one set and I was like, I could have just.
It wasn't New Year's. It was New Year's Eve, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've done a few like here and there, like at a few pubs and like even events that I've gone to, like bigger events kind of thing, and they've just been naff. Like they've not been enjoyable. But the most of them are. Like when you get people that are. The best gigs I do for me are the ones that I put on, because I know people are coming to watch a show. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I wanna. That's like my goal. I want to provide a show. So yeah, I think it just depends on the audience really, more than anything else.
Just when you just mentioned about New Year's Eve, that's also your birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just interesting fact about Kirby is that you were born like on the millennium New Year's, weren't you?
Yeah,
So
last day of the year,
whatever,
1999.
whatever like time it is after the year 2000, that's how old Kirby is.
Yeah. So this year I'm 20, and then I'll be 21 for one day, which I'm gonna have an awful
so weird, isn't it?
21st.
Yeah.
Got to be home by 10.
Well, like,
Doing old
be up
lang
to
syne,
8.
old lang syne at 10.
do you know what I mean though? Like whatever the time has passed, that's how old you are, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's
Weird,
Technically.
isn't it?
But how much of a
And my
dream
birthday
birthday
is-
is that?
It's not, trust me.
No, but
it's
it
an
is.
awful day.
No,
to have
yeah,
a
the actual
birthday.
day falls quite badly, but like in terms of you always know how old you are.
Yeah, and it's funny as well because my birthday is always like yesterday, but like a year ago.
Yeah.
Like the next day,
I've
I'm
not
like,
had it,
my
yeah.
birthday was like yesterday, but like last year.
Yeah. You know,
So-
you know them ones on New Year's Eve where on New Year's Day, sorry, and you've all got them. Somebody in the family does it. Uncle Knobhead probably. The first person
Who's
to
that
come in
our
and say, "Oh, I've not had a shower since last year." Or I ain't been through
that's
shit
dad,
since
that's
last year.
Every time, yeah.
There's a few of them,
Mark.
there's a few good
Getting
jokes
up,
to make.
getting up to the bar, getting up for the bar at the social club at 1 minute past midnight, New Year's Eve. I've not had a bloody drink all year.
That actually brings us on perfectly to the next question, which was 2020/lockdown, impact on the industry, impact on you, gigs and everything. So, Dave, where do you want to start with that?
What's it done for you in terms of, has it derailed your plans slightly this year?
Massively. Yeah, it's
In what way?
completely changed. Well, it's completely changed because obviously since I've left school, I've basically only done my music, whereas since like lockdown, I've obviously had to get a job elsewhere, because it was just music just isn't in the cards anymore, and it probably won't be for a while now because this year would have been like my biggest year gig wise. I was everywhere around the country. I had gig after gig after gig, so it was so like it's heartbreaking really to think that it's all gone.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Like it's not the worst thing in the world. That was people worse off, but it was like a big kick in the teeth. Like
Just
for it to
training for your
all-
job in cyber now, aren't you?
Yeah, what did you think to that?
What do you think?
It's like you were saying earlier, isn't it, about the disrespect? 'Cause I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
plenty of memes of like, Rishi Sunak saying, people should retrain in different industries, and then there's like people saying, "Oh, I bet you didn't watch much Netflix or listen to much music or listen to any
Yeah.
podcasts and that during the lockdown, did you?" Apart from
That's
maybe
all that
1,000
got
hours.
everyone through it, wasn't it? That's
Yeah.
literally all that everyone did to get through it. It's just it isn't respected enough, and like from the government, like I've had not a bit of help one time through the whole of this, and obviously that's been my full-time thing since I've left school.
Yeah.
So I think that just tells you.
Yeah. So
doesn't
how
it,
many
really?
other people are there like you
Yeah.
out there who've
Yeah,
slipped through the
there's
net of
loads,
the
so-
help? And so
Yeah.
you want to talk about the job that you've been doing? How's it been going?
So I'm a Sainsbury's gal now.
That's why she's such a meal
Meal
deal
deal fan.
connoisseur.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. on the
Well,
meal
she
deals.
knows the official pronunciation of
Yeah,
Moreno.
there's turkey, cranberry, and stuffing one. Come to Sainsbury's, check it out. It's in the meal deal, £3.
Greg's festive
Yeah,
bake.
oh
He's
my
that
God.
excited about it, you can't even put the words
Greg's
together.
festive
Best
bake is back.
I
Oh, is
know.
it?
Oh my
Soon.
God.
Elite,
Yeah.
that is, elite.
I'm happy.
banging,
It'll be
innit?
good content. Maybe on an IBW Reacts. I'm happy to have that for the first time because I've
Oh.
never had
Oh,
it.
that's not fair.
Fantastic.
I want to eat that.
Come on
as
for
well.
it.
We'll get BVM on as well.
Yeah, fantastic that is. But yeah, so we just sort of got that. So, like you say, Chris, you haven't had any help, and
Yeah,
you
so
needed to-
I've not had any help, and it was just kind of like the next step. I had to do something, had to sort myself out and get motivated again, because I did get to a point where I was literally at rock bottom, and I was like, well, like what is the point? Like I just didn't have anything to do with my life. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
what I'd planned to do with my life had just gone. So yeah, it was a bit of a whatever, but I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Really,
That's nice.
It's great. And
Do you still sing while you work, like singing into the chord?
yeah, they're always saying to me like, oh, like, are you singing again? I'm like, no.
I think the one thing you've got to hold on for the hope is that when this goes, rather than when it does go, the desire for people and pubs, things like that, to have live entertainment is going to be
Yeah.
bigger than ever.
Yeah.
So you're going to be like
Might be
smashing
It's going to be a
50, but like-
massive boom to start. Like
Yeah.
everywhere's going to be rammed
100%.
every
Yeah.
night, every day.
Yeah. Well, I won't be able to do them because I'll be doing a damn shift at Sainsbury's.
You had a bit of a break from social media, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was the kind of the force behind that?
So it was during lockdown, and obviously I'd stopped doing all my singing. I wasn't doing anything. I was sitting at home watching Netflix. There was nothing to look forward to, and I kind of got to a point where I thought like my singing's not going anywhere. Like I don't really want to sing. I had no motivation to actually sing, and I was doing these lives on Facebook every week or like twice a week to try and keep my singing going. And I just thought to myself, like, I've got no interest in it. I just don't want to do it. Like, I'm over it. I don't want to do it. And I spoke to like, my manager and like my mum and dad and everything, and said, and they all just kind of advised me, like, just leave it then. Leave it for a bit and whatever. And social media was a massive thing. Like, I was seeing people doing things, and I don't know, it's just hard. I think with this generation, like, everyone, social media is just, it's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Because you see people living like this lavish lifestyle. Everything's fake, but
Yeah.
in your mind it's not. You're thinking like, well, why am I doing this when they're doing that? Like, why am I not doing what they're doing? And they're like the same age as me, and they've got like a Range Rover, and I can't even afford like my meal deal. Do you know what I mean? It's them situations, and you think like, well, like, and it just got to me, and I was like, do you know what? I need to just take a break and get away from it and not speak to anyone for a while.
What was a lot of it down to, like, haters as well? Because, like, I can't believe, but that's kind of a part of, because you were doing so well. Do you know what I mean? And you do it, you're kind of like punching well above your weight for like a local girl from Swad, which is amazing. But you get such knobheads on your videos, don't you? Like every time I look, like, just like old blokes, just like, not my cup of tea. Like, what? Why do you comment? Like,
Yeah, didn't ask, mate.
yeah.
I think that's part of it. It's obviously it's like, it is upsetting when you get like middle-aged Karens putting on your thing like, oh, that's
Shout out Jordan's mum.
sorry, not you. But no, like when they're just putting stuff on like, oh no, I don't like this, or oh, I've got a story for you. This was like a year ago, maybe a bit longer. But I put this post on Facebook. I can't remember what the post was now, but it was like a picture or something. And this woman commented on it saying that it was horrible, looks awful, and that if I want to achieve things or whatever, I need to do this and do that. I thought, oh, do I? Hun, like, all right. So anyway, I didn't reply. I thought, we'll leave it. I think my mum might have replied, because you know how Bev's like. So I can't remember really what happened.
Come on, the voice.
Yeah, that song. But no, and then so she put that, and it didn't really bother me. I was like, oh, thanks. It's not very nice. There's no need. That's the thing. And then I went to Oakland, where Grandma lives, and she's standing there. Right? She's standing there. So I went to my mum. I'm gonna go speak to her. I was like, I'm just gonna go see if she'll speak to me. And my mum was, don't you go. So off I go, half going like this, and then she turns around, literally hides, and then like goes off with this woman. And I was like, that just shows you, like, these people, they've got no balls. Like, they wouldn't say it to you.
Trolls online.
Yeah, it's literally just a troll. Like, they can say something behind a keyboard. Like, when I was on The Voice, I had this account. I'm going to call them, they're called Copper Bitch, right? That was their account name. And if you find them, report them, block them. They're horrible. They're horrible to absolutely everybody that is on anywhere. They're vile. Like, they death threat, literally, it's just disgusting. Some of the tweets I've seen that they've put out, I've blocked them a while ago. But when I was on The Voice, they put something on and they called me the blue-lipped monster, which I found quite funny. Like, I was like, yeah, I had a blue lipstick on. I was like, jokes. And then I got another tweet, and then another tweet, then another tweet, another tweet. Just hating on me, saying, I think I'm this, I think I'm that, I think I'm this. I'm like, trust me, I don't. I know what I am. I know I'm like a common spot. Like, I don't think I'm anything above what I am. Like, I'm fine with that. And that's what really got to me. And then they were putting stuff on, like, her mum doesn't know who she really is. I've seen her on the train to Birmingham. And then I was like, oh, okay. Like, have they seen me? Like, it just got a bit, like, scary, do you know what I mean? And they were saying that they're going to see me on the train the next day and stuff like that, because they'd found out where I'd been to school and they found out all information, and I was just like, scary. And they'd put on, I rant on the train, I swear, and not being funny, like, I don't really swear, and, like, especially not if I'm in public or, like, around people on a train. I'm not going to go there effing and blinding all over the shop, am I? And they were saying that I was saying I'm famous in America, I'm this and that, and like, and I was like, where are you, like, it's like TMZ or something, like, where are they getting their stories from?
So how long were you off social media for?
Only about a month.
Yeah. Did you good though, didn't it?
Yeah, did me massively, and like, even now I'm not on it nowhere near as much as I was. But I think with what I do, you've got to be on it. You've got to keep posting. But I think it's
like TikTok and everything. You're quite like
yeah,
active on that, aren't you? But that's the way now. Like everyone's doing.
Started earning money from that, so watch me TikTok.
Lovely. Even Andrew Lloyd Webber's on bloody TikTok.
Is it?
Yeah. Doing Savage Love on the piano.
Oh no.
Bloody awesome. I'm not even
Savage
joking.
Love.
Yeah,
Andrew
honestly,
Lloyd
it makes me want to
Webber.
die. It's awful.
But no, it is just one of them. It's part of it. But
yeah, well, even like obviously us at a lower level, but even like with things with the podcast, we couldn't particularly walk away from social media, could we, at the moment?
No.
Because
Instagram's really big for us.
That's the thing. That's what keeps you going, and that's what keeps you relevant. And without posting, you're not relevant.
Yeah.
So if you don't post, people don't see. So that is the only way really forward. Especially with COVID, you can't go anywhere and advertise yourself.
Yeah.
So you've got to rely. Like my Instagram and everything, it went really far down because of, like, I lost like 700 followers over lockdown because I wasn't posting and I didn't have any content. I wasn't going anywhere to gain the followers. And then KSI put me on his story and I gained the 700 back again.
I was going to talk about that, yeah.
Yeah.
How many views did that video get in the end?
Was that 500,000 maybe? Something ridiculous.
It went mental, like wildfire
but
overnight.
That was awful as well. For like, that knocked me. Even though like that did really well, I had that many comments that were just
negative
horrible.
Comments.
Yeah, and
that was a cover of Lighter by Nathan Dorr and KSI.
Yeah.
It's the same week as we had him on the podcast.
Yeah, it was mad because you'd had him on the podcast, and then I was at my manager's house and we did a cover of Paparazzi by Lady Gaga, and it was just awful. I didn't sound very good, and then I was like, I'm not going to post that. And I went, why don't we try Lighter? Because it literally come out a few days before, hadn't it? I was like, why don't I try that? And then I actually mixed it with Better Off by Becky Hill. Made like a mix, and then I didn't like that, so we got rid of that. And then I was like, I'll just try Lighter on its own. Put it on. You don't expect him to see it, do you?
No.
So put it on, and then Nathan's sister put it on first, and then Nathan put it on. And then we was at someone's house and I had no Wi-Fi. And the next minute, my manager was ringing me. And I was like, what's his problem? Like, what's happened? Do you know what I mean? So I had a look on my phone and my video had gone from about, Nathan Dorr put it on, it probably got about 1,000 views. This was in like the 15 minutes it had been on. And then KSI put it on, but I didn't see it because it was in my message requests, because at the time I hadn't followed him. So it went to my requests, and then I was like, no, he hasn't put it on his story. Like, I can't see it. It would tell me. And then looked at the video, and it was like 70,000 views. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. I was like, he must have done. And I found it, and then I messaged him, and then he messaged me back. I was like, oh my God. But no, yeah, it was just like mental. It was great. And then, yeah, but it just came with a lot of crap.
It's really
Not from
sad,
people.
isn't it?
Yeah, because people were putting on as well. Like, people were arguing over the fact that I'm going to go to prison for putting it on.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just like
It's even
weird.
like, it's
Is that
even
what,
on
like
the-
copyright?
Yeah, saying like, oh, that's copyrighted. She's stole that. Well, not being funny, they both shared it. I think if there was an issue, they wouldn't have shared it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think if this podcast got to the level where me and Robbie would like it to in the future, I'd definitely kind of want to detach myself from social media as much as I could, because I don't know what it is. Like, you could be the strong, like me and Robbie are both like quite strong-minded and like committed to stuff and whatever, but even like
everything hurts.
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
the first dislike we got on one YouTube video, like it was just one thumbs down of the hundreds of people that had watched it, and you're like,
well, who's
it
done
makes
that?
you feel shit, doesn't it?
Every video
It's really
I
weird.
every video I post, I at least get 1 or 2. So it's like it's the same.
But I think it's
someone
natural.
out there
I think
that
it's natural to feel like that, but it's just
It is, yeah.
not nice.
Yeah,
so
the
therefore
word-
avoid
no
it.
one's made of stone. Like, everything.
Yeah,
hurts,
the worst
you know
thing
what I
is
mean?
you wish that you cared as much about the positives as you do about the negatives.
Yeah.
Because you could get 100 amazing comments and you know likes and subscribes, whatever, and all these great things, and then you just get one person who says something horrible about you.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
You
You're
focus
done
on
then.
that.
Yeah.
Derails you. It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
weird, isn't it?
that was what I really struggled with on The Voice. Like, that whole, because I got, because it was ridiculous. Like, my phone, every time I was on, I left my phone and looked after I'd been on, because it just wouldn't work, because it was that rapid. But it was the same thing. Like, I'd be searching my name every day, like every hour. Yeah, every hour.
I said this, didn't I? I said I bet famous people do that as well.
And just scrolling and thinking like, oh my God, they don't like me. They don't like me. They said I did this. They said I should have done this. And oh my God, I'll do that now. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're just criticising because they've got nothing better to do. Like, do you know what I mean?
mainly just
You're
jealousy,
the ones
isn't it?
doing the podcast. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're the ones that are doing what they're jealous of doing.
Yeah.
So why do you bother? But you do. It does
Yeah.
upset you.
I have to say, from our point of view, vast majority of everything we've had so far has been nothing but positive, and can only thank people.
No,
for that.
that's what makes it even weirder. We've never had a negative comment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, everything's been amazing.
Yeah.
But we've got maybe 3 dislikes on the like 18 videos.
Try getting
we've-
10,000.
Yeah. But for some reason they carry so much weight, and it's just
Yeah.
a thumbs down, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there we go.
Yeah.
It is what it
Yeah.
is.
This year, then, obviously, like you said, you'd hopefully be doing gigs and stuff, but you haven't been able to. But you have been able to release some new songs and record new songs as well. So you've released 2 now. So you had Runaway, which came out first.
Yep.
So what was that about? What was that about?
So Runaway, I actually started writing this before lockdown, when I kind of felt... I wrote the chorus before lockdown, when I felt just low in my music and in myself, and that I didn't know... I've had this battle for a lot of this year, really, as if I want to do it, if I don't, and it always comes back with I do. So I know I do, it's just the struggles of, I think, with this year, really. It's just not been an easy year. But it was kind of that constant battle of do I, don't I. So I started it then, and then I left it because I didn't really want anyone to hear it, and I was embarrassed that I felt like that. And then when I was in the car with my manager, he was dropping me home one day, I just said, can I just sing you this? Just let me know what you think. And I sang it, and he was like, bloody hell, Kirby, why aren't you showing me this before? I was like, because I didn't really want anyone to know that I felt like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, that's up to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's up to you if you want people to know or not. He was like, but you're missing out if you don't do it. So then I went home that night, finished it, because I knew what I wanted to write about, so it was just quick. And it's just basically about having a situation and not really knowing if you want to do it or if you don't. But yeah, I just chose not to run away.
Yeah, definitely one of my favourites of yours as well.
Thank you.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
I think it's the most personal song I've done. It was quite like daunting
Yeah.
to put it out
That's
there,
nice,
because
though.
I had a lot of people message as well, which was amazing, that were saying like thank you for the song.
Yeah.
And I've never had that before.
Yeah.
So
that's
that
worth
was
it, isn't it?
yeah, so that I've always kind of wanted to release something like that's what I say when I try and make it's about personal but it's also relatable, whereas this one was completely personal but it's still relatable, so
Yeah.
I'm just glad that people liked it.
Yeah, when I say obviously on the last week's podcast with Blue Van Man, he spoke about how he came forward and spoke about his debt issues, and people came to him and said that he helped them. Tommy's had the similar thing with his food addiction podcast. Like every time you make that big step and sort of open yourself up and show people, if it helps one person, then it's worth more than any of the other songs. Do you know what I mean?
Because everyone has like their undercover struggles, don't they, that they don't want to speak about, and you think that you're the only one that has that problem, whereas really every single person has something that they don't speak about.
Of course, yeah.
Everyone does, and it's just finding that time to be open about it and being honest, really.
Yeah, yeah. And then your second single has
Little
come out
Obsessed.
this week.
Yeah.
What's that about?
So Little Obsessed it's about
Someone.
Kinder Buenos.
it was just about starting to like someone and like the first feelings and whatever that I felt at a certain time. Definitely don't feel like that now.
It's an absolute banger. And would you be happy to perform that for us at the end of this episode?
Yes, I would.
Amazing. What are the goals for the future, Kirby?
I think the goals at the minute are to stay, I know it sounds like stupid, but like to just stay positive and stay doing what I'm doing and keeping what I'm doing going on. Keep writing when I can and keep singing when I can. And that's all I can do, really. I'm hoping like one day one of my songs will like get me somewhere. Do you know what I mean? I think that's every singer's hope. So yeah, I'm just hoping that people listen to my music and appreciate the music and appreciate like the hard work that goes into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like what I do.
What is it that needs to happen next to take you from like where you are at the moment to like the next step?
I think for me, it's one of my songs being picked up by radio or by like Spotify. Like Runaway actually did get picked up by Spotify and got put in the Pop UK playlist, which was amazing. But just stuff like that to keep them going and keep. But it's just so hard because like I'm from Swad, I'm a girl. Do you know what I mean? Like it's I've not got the odds in my favours. So yeah, but I'm not going to give up. So I'm just going to keep going and keep trying, and that's all I can do.
Yeah. My final question is, if you could go back in time and give one piece of advice to the 18-year-old Kirby Frost, what would you say?
God, 18-year-old.
Which was only 2 years ago. Was there anything in that time that you would tell yourself to do?
I would tell myself to just like be more myself, if you know what I mean, and just don't really care what anyone thinks, because I'm at a stage now, I think this year, where I just don't care like about other people's opinions. Like I don't care, and I think I've reached that now, whereas when I was 18, that's all I cared about. I'd cared about what people thought of me more than what I actually thought of myself. I'm still a bit in that now, and I think everyone is a little bit, but that's probably what I'd say to myself, to just allow yourself to be you. And
that comes with age a bit. That's like the nice side of aging, I find.
Yeah.
I actually think life in general gets less hard. I know that might sound a bit strange. Obviously, things come up, but I mean, in terms of like understanding what it's all about, and you start to prioritise and realise what's important and what's not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's what I'm working on with myself at the minute. Really, just. Yeah.
Literally, if your bubble's okay and your family and your loved ones and literally everything outside of that circle
doesn't matter,
means nothing, like zero.
Yeah, and I think when you're younger, that the most important thing to you is them people that are outside your bubble and what are looking at you, and you feel like you've got to impress people and do this and do that. Whereas really, like at school, like I always found it really hard at school because I wasn't like popular. I wasn't this and I wasn't that, and it was hard, like not. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're not the top dog of the school, like you get the comments and you get this and you get that. And through school, I was so nervous to just do anything and to like even put my hand up in class. I was like, oh, I can't because in case like someone's looking at me and my arm goes up in a funny way. Do you know what I mean? It was literally like that stupid.
Like anxiety.
Yeah, like I was terrible, and like the way I'd sit on a chair, like I'd think I must sit. It was just ridiculous. Like everything, I'd just panic about everything, and that someone was looking at me. And I think music has helped me through that because now when I sing, like people are looking at me for a different reason. Yeah. But no, that was I've gone completely off topic there, but
yeah, that's fine. Well, you should be really proud of yourself, what you've done so far.
Thank
Definitely. Thank you for coming on, Kirby.
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
Go and check out all Kirby's music, available on Spotify. Subscribe to a YouTube channel as well.
We are agonisingly close to the old 400 subscriber mark.
Yeah, thank you very much,
on In Brother Words, and it's thanks to guests like you, Kirby, for bringing in all these new audiences and stuff. So thank you. I made it a personal thing, didn't I? That I really wanted to get to 500. I wanted us to get to 500 by the end of the year. How many weeks have we got?
9 weeks. Well,
9 weeks to 500.
Work.
We're going to make that viral and we're going to go for it. But when we hit 400 subscribers, which you can help us with, we're going to do a big giveaway, aren't we? That's going to be well worth it. So please spread the podcast amongst your friends and let's get on it. To see us out with a new single, Little Obsessed.
Yes.
Is Miss Kirby Frost.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
See you next
see
week,
you soon.
guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Only known you a week, but I'm starting to freak. Shivers falling to my knees. I'm a little obsessed, but it's not that deep. On the phone till it's light. I don't know if this is right. Driving home that night, I began to think that you could be the one for me. Never felt this way before. Not a thought that I had it all. I'm undecided for what to do, but you leave me wanting more. I love you. Talking like a dream. Now I'm feeling really needy, like I cannot even eat. Butterflies inside and it's only been a week. Planning like it's gonna go right. Told me what I needed that night. You made me feel so nice. That is when I felt and pictured you and me. Never felt this way before. Not a thought that I had it all. I'm undecided for what to do, but you leave me wanting more. I love ya. Getting stronger, my heart quit beating like a fire. It leaves you wanting more, more. Oh no, feelings getting stronger, my heart quit beating like a fire. It leaves you wanting more, more. I love ya, hate ya, miss ya. Little obsessed, but you leave me wanting more. More.